Go into your working folder and open up three things. Selection 101 PSD, we've been there before. Horsey.psd and ContentAwareMove.psd. Let's start with this one. We worked with this image, and we did something called a Content Aware Fill, and that's just so cool, it just bears revisiting. Let's do that again. I don't want the shed, and I don't want this area here, but this time we're making the selections from scratch. I'm going to pick up my lasso, and make sure you have farm selected. And we'll come over here, right about there, and select around it, but don't be too generous. Let's try something about like that. Now we know we can go to the word edit and go down to fill, but here's a quicker way to get there. Hold down the Shift key, and if you're in Windows, press backspace. If you're on a Mac, it's Shift Delete. Quicker way to get there. Content Aware, click OK. I just love this feature. It is so intuitive. Now let's get rid of this area. Same thing. Shift Delete Mac, Shift Backspace Windows. Content Aware, click OK. Now there is, if you're picky, a little area in here, so we can redo this. Let's kind of make a selection around that area. Shift Delete or Backspace in Windows. And there you go. Here's the original. Not too bad for a couple of rough selections, is it? Now let's do one more thing. Turn that back on, go to Farm. If we go up to the word Edit and go to Free Transform, I think you know what will happen if I do this. It's the incredible shrinking house. Let's go ahead and escape out of that. And let's go ahead and turn off our original too. We have another option under Edit, and it's called Content Aware Scale. Now check this out. Same box. Watch what happens when I come up here. It knows those areas don't have a lot of detail, and it's getting rid of them and moving the cloud, not shrinking the house. But watch what happens to the chimney on the house when I get too close. It begins shrinking the chimney. If you're looking to take two objects and bring them closer together, you might want to try this one before you do anything else, because it really does a pretty cool job. Content Aware Scaling. Now I'm going to press Escape to get out of that, and we're going to go to Horsey. Another tool that's kind of fun to work with will allow me to move that horse, but let me show you the old school way of maybe doing this. I want to move the horse to greener pastures, maybe over here. He's eaten enough in that area. So I pick up my lasso, and I do me a little selection around the horse. Now you want the whole horse and nothing but the horse, but don't be too generous. Just kind of go around him. Now to move him, again, this is old school, press Control-J on a Windows system or Command-J on a Mac, and it will make a copy of the selected area in its own layer. Now I'll pick up the Move tool, and I will trot him over to greener pastures. Now what I might want to do is use my arrow keys now and kind of put him exactly where I think he should be. Pick up my eraser. And let's use a little bit of a bigger brush and maybe erase down areas close to him so you don't see those other areas like that. That's not too bad. But now we got two horses. I need to get rid of this one, so I'm going to go back to background and create a new layer above background because I'm a stickler for non-destructive. Pick up my clone tool right here. Make sure you have current and below selected. Aligned is on. Brush size is about right. I'm going to come to about here, Option on a Mac, Alt in Windows, and click. Sets my point. Move over here, get it lined up correctly, and paint him out of the picture. Let's go ahead and stop for a second and resample down here. Come back over, try to line that up, and see if we can get rid of that. Got a little bit too much. I'm going to resample here. And let's get rid of that too. It's the old school way of, well, moving something. Let's do this. Let's go into our history, and let's come back up here and put everything back to the way it was. Let's close it out. Now come into this tool right here and go into Content Aware Move tool right there. Make a selection around the horse, just like a lasso, with that tool. Doesn't look too bad. Make sure you have the word mode move up here. And go ahead and move them. Trot them over here. Try to line them up a little bit. Let go. Instantaneous move. So in a sense, it's kind of doing a combination of things. It's cloning, and it's also copying and moving at the same time. Works great almost every time. Now let's come over to here. We also have another option on the Content Aware Move tool called Content Aware Extend. You know what I need? I'm getting more horses, and I need a bigger yard area here, this fence. I need to extend it out. I'm going to come over here and pick up my rectangular marquee. I'm going to get right about here, and I'm going to pick up, say that much of the fence. Content Aware Move tool, change mode to extend. I'll grab it and drag it to about there, line up the fence posts, and let go. Check it out. We have just extended our fence, and now we can put more horses in there. Content Aware Fill, Content Aware Scaling, Content Aware Moving, and Content Aware Extend. All available in Photoshop, all designed to help you do what you need to do.